Hello and welcome to Trend Maker or TR3ND Maker. My name is Alex and today we're going to do a full review of the GVM 1000D-2L Light Kit, which I've got right here. Now you'll notice this kit comes with a carrying case. Nice option. We have the two panels and the tripods, which both come with velveteen bags. And of course we've got the power packs here. Anyways, we're going to do a full review. I'm going to go through the menu system, app control. I'm going to show you some of the different modes and different lighting situations. Anyways, that's all coming up right now. Alright, so I have the lights fully assembled. I have this one actually at its highest point, and it reaches at the very top at about 7 feet. This other one here is on the table, is actually at its lowest point, which is about 32.5 inches. So nice range there with the lighting. Overall, the stands, they feel okay, but let me just say that at the highest point here, 7 feet, this light is just a little bit wobbly and probably be okay for indoor use, but I wouldn't necessarily recommend it for outdoor purposes. All right, but I have to say though, the stands, they're okay, but the actual panel itself is really high quality. I like all the buttons. The menu system is nice. The panel itself, which is pretty much what you're paying for, is really great. You can always buy a different stand if it really bothered you for the future. The barn doors are plastic, so that's just a little, not perfect in my mind, but I think plastic will be completely fine here as we don't have the heat from LEDs like we do with like a bulb style or a halogen or something. All right, like so take a look at the back of this panel. Really nice brushed black aluminum finish. We have a place that holds 2 battery packs in case you want to go on location and avoid the power pack. Looks really great. That LED display, even at an angle, is very visible and easy to read. 3-section tripod and a compact power pack. Nice and easy for portability. And then going over to the RGB panel, you'll notice in between the red LED bulbs, we actually have the white lighting. So there's actually a separate row and sets of the white lighting versus the RGB lighting. Yeah, look at the back of that. Just really great. Very easy to use. All right, so let me just show you how the basic menu system here works. Okay, so right now we have the left dial here, and that's going to be brightness. It's actually labeled as such. And basically that will control the brightness of the light. I'm going to flip this so you can see. So you can flip that. And this really nice range of lighting. So 0, and even at 1 click, you notice a little light. Look, 2. Every turn of the dial, I notice a change in the brightness. So really nice, smooth. It's not like I'm doing 2 or 3 clicks to notice a change. Literally 50, 51, 52. Each one of those will have a little bit more brightness. All right, nice. Okay, so right now we're at 3200 Kelvin, and on the right side here is going to change the color scale here. So right now it's sort of at a warm light, 3200. 4000 is getting a little more neutral, and then 5600 is giving more of a bluish light. All right, so really nice, and again, we can change the intensity of that. Take it down a little bit if we need to. All right, so I'll put that back. If we push this button again, that'll bring us to hue, and that's where we're going to have the RGB coloring. And right now we're actually on 0, sort of a reddish, and I can just flip through, sort of going to orange, yellow, greens, into the blues, getting into the purple, pinks, all the way back. All right, so really nice color scale there. If we push it one more time, now we can actually get into the saturation of the color, and that's basically the intensity of the color. So saturation of 100 gives us full red. We can actually back that down. It sort of almost like adds a little bit of white to it. So we can take a red and bring it to like a light red or a pink. And watch, I'll show you how that works. All right, so we're at 100%, and if I start backing this down, yes, it's already starting to get more of a pink shade. And as we go down here, now we're starting getting into a rosy color. And then it's almost white down here, but just a slight little rose tint to the light. All right, so that's saturation. All right, and then back to the CCT. Now, here's another cool feature that these lights have. They actually have pre-built scenes built in, and all you have to do for that is you're just going to hold the button down for a few seconds, and that'll start, notice we started getting like, I think that's a lightning strike. Yeah. There's a whole variety. I'll list those all down here, but some really neat ones. Sort of police car. I think this is the like a candle, flickering of a candle. There's one that does like a bulb getting ready to blow. You have lightning. paparazzi. There's a whole bunch of neat ones here. This is sort of like having a party. This is like going to a disco. And you can actually change here. Some of these have the ability to sort of speed up or slow down. So we can speed it up, make it a lot faster. So we can slow down what we're looking to do. That's kind of a neat feature on some of those. I think that's the paparazzi. And then back to normal. And again, hold it down. And it'll bring us right back to where we were. All right, super easy. Okay, now, over here on the side, we have right now we're in rotate mode, which is basically full manual mode, meaning you rotate the dials. Easy way to remember this. All right, so if we push mode again, that'll take us to slave. And basically with lighting, you can have a master and a slave. And basically the master would control the slaves. And sort of the logic behind it, I don't really like how it's labeled, but that's the way it is. So basically, but you could have multiple slaves. So you could have one master that has 10 slaves. And in each one of these lights, if I change this one, now I'll switch over to master. And I actually have that one set. You notice how that light automatically changed? Because that is actually a slave to this master light here. So now, if I go in and change this light to hue, I can actually change, turning this one will not only change my light, but it changes them both together. And if I want to dim them down, I can do the same thing. They will both work together exactly in sync. So if you're on a big lighting set and you have multiple lights, this is an easy way to sort of go through and not have to touch every light. You want to just bring it down a little bit or brighten up everything, you can just do it with a dial or two. Really nice. Okay, and then we have app control. And let me just say the app control here is just really awesome. I really like this. And that's pretty much the way I'll be using these lights. All right, so here's one of my favorite features of this lighting, and that's the app control here. The app is really nice and really easy to use. Basically, what you're going to want to do is you're going to have your primary light, which I actually have on channel 2 here, as is basically going to be the master, and then the other light would be set as a slave, okay, just like before. So that's always going to be a slave, and you're going to have one that's your master. Okay, so basically through the app, we're going to go in, just turn it on, open it up, give it a second. All right, and we're going to see BT LED. That would be the sort of main master light. All right, and connected, and you'll notice here it says channel, and this is just a dial of up to 12 lights. So we can go in here, and let's just say we want to change that light right back there. All right, so right now, watch. I can change the dial, and we should see... Oh, sorry, wrong channel 2. There we go. Change that light. So I can change that light, and let's brighten it up. I can make it nice and bright, and that's changing that light. Now, if I change the channel to 1, that would be this light. I can change the tone of this one. That one doesn't change at all. And again, I can bring this down, or I can make it brighter. Here, I can change the saturation right off the dial. Let's say I want to do this light as sort of, I want this to be like a light that's just basically a white light. I can put it on here, and again, same thing. I can dim it down. I can change the Kelvin of the light. I can go warm to sort of a blue or softer light. Change right there. Nice. I can go to scene mode. I can turn this one into scene. That's the lightning. Candle. Bad bulb. Disco, cop car, police car, TV, party, and paparazzi. All straight through the light. Again, want to go back to the list. I want to change it to like a red. Boom, do that. I can change up the intensity. Slide it across. Easy. Want to change the other light. Maybe I think it's a little too harsh. I can go over here and change that one. And just turn the dial. Put it where I want it. Easy. This is 1% brightness. 5, 10, 20, 50, 75, 100, 3200 Kelvin, 4000, 4200, 4600, 5000, 5600. This is going through the hue at 100%. Let's adjust the saturation. 75. 50%. 25. 10. 5. 2. 1. 0. All right, so let me just say that overall, I am really happy with the quality of these lights for the price point. They're just really great. The panels are excellent. They're really bright. You can see with this new LED display here, the control panel is just easy to work with. The app is awesome. I mean, it's so easy. Boom, boom, boom. I mean, pretty much I will just keep it on the app because I can just go into the light, change what I want, and I'm not actually having to tinker with the back of the light. Once I sort of set the angle, I don't have to mess with it. I can do everything right on the app. Not a big deal. Super easy. Okay, so I do have a couple things about the lights that I'm not super happy with, and one's just a way that most of these lights come. All right, so first thing I don't really a big fan of, as I mentioned before, is the barn doors. I feel a little cheap, a little plastic. Honestly, heat's not an issue, so I really think they're probably fine, but I don't know. I just feel like the connects are going to eventually break if I bang it or drop it or something like that. Nothing major, but just a little quality control thing for me. Okay, second thing is the stands. Now, the stands are, you know, going to be budget here. We're talking budget lighting here. But I don't really like the fitting here, the mount on this light here is actually just a rivet, and even though it's completely tightened down, there's a little bit of wobble there, and it's just a little fit and finish thing for me. I just feel like this could have been mounted or secured a little better than just like a pop rivet on both sides. It just seems like a really cheap way of doing it. I would have rather paid an extra $5 or $10 for the light and gotten a better stand to go with it. Not a big deal. Again, you saw at the really high point, it sort of swayed. Once you take it down a couple inches through each section, it's totally fine. Okay, so those are my only two major gripes with this light in particular. Now, let me just say there's another gripe that I have with just this lighting like this in general, and that is the way that they have the power pack. So basically, the power pack just dangles, you know, hanging down, and all the weight is on this fitting right here. And I'll just hold it here. So that all the weight is on the fitting, and the power pack's sort of just dangling. Now, here's the thing. Is it okay? Yeah, it's not great. It's more about this mount here and the connector. So if you step on it, or you're moving the light around, there's a high probability that eventually you're going to rip this socket out or mess it up. And I have actually had, during stage shows, had lighting, and I'm just moving it a little, tweaking, and maybe there was another tripod or stand or something, or bag or something on the ground, and as I'm pulling it, it just went and yanked, and it's pulling that, and eventually it can mess up the fitting. Well, I've got a nice little solution, and that is this little sort of soft connector. And look, just pops right onto the tripod, and you can take your power pack, drop it inside, connect up, and now even at its full height, this is no stress on the line whatsoever here on the cable. So really nice little fitting. If you're interested in getting one of these or getting a pair of these, I'll put a link in the description down below where you can get one. Really nice. They're kind of cheap, and just cheap insurance, and a nice, actually it looks really clean. You can actually leave it on the tripod, or you can actually, when you're storing it, you can just keep the power pack like that. It sort of just pops on here. And then the stand is completely adjustable even with that on there. That's it. Overall, I think the light is fantastic. I'm super happy with my purchase here. This was purchased with my own money, and I'm doing this review because I'm just doing it, to help out other people that might be considering this light. Definitely worth getting this 1000D. I think it's a much better light than the other, just because mostly of the menu system. Also, this is 45 watts, a little brighter. Just really nice overall. Alright, so that pretty much wraps up this video. I hope you enjoyed it. I was really trying to get a lot of details in here, including how the menu system works. I really think these are going to be a really nice addition to the channel. Speaking of which, thank you so much for the nice feedback I'm getting from you guys, and all the subscribers who are helping join my little journey with this channel. Really appreciate it. Really helps me out. If you haven't subscribed, do me a favor, like and subscribe down below. You know, it totally blows my mind. It gets me super excited to produce more content for you. Really looking forward to growing and doing more reviews. I got a whole bunch of really cool projects in the pipeline over the next couple weeks. Should be a lot of fun, but until then, I'm out.